Let's check it out.
4G63 NASCAR here. We have some really big news. So as a lot of you know, we have Xona Rotor and Force Performance helping us out with this build. We also have Tial Sport helping us now. So thank you guys. Thanks for helping us out, and can't wait to get this thing done for the 2020 race season.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let me show you some of the new stuff we got. So got a new fuel tank in here. This is a NASCAR fuel tank from the Furniture Row Racing Series, and I believe it's actually still in spec. I don't know how long they're good for, but if we had to, we could probably go through and have this re-inspected. This is the sending unit, and this sending unit's really cool because if you go upside down, that's the bottom side of it. If you go upside down, it closes. See, it's not even completely upside down, but it's got a little check valve there. And it also has this flap on the bottom of the quick fill, so if, for whatever reason, this thing were to capsize, then we're, safe essentially. This right here is our fire extinguisher. So if we have a fire of any sort, we can yank it in the car and it'll just douse the whole back down here.
Sweet.
So something else cool about this, it's not just a metal tank, it has a liner inside of it, which is, I don't know, it's like a rubber material, maybe a Kevlar, but it's made to be puncture proof. So when you're, God forbid you ever hit something hard enough that it don't puncture the tank and fuel everywhere. And that's one of the cool things that we have going on right now. I think we're going to get the fuel pumps. We're still trying to figure out if we're going to go with a mechanical fuel pump or if we're going to go with like 2 electrics with the surge tank. We don't know yet. But what we do know is our anodizing came out 6. So check it out. I had these latches done. We also had the coil-on plug for the motor done. And there's a guy locally that did them. He did a really outstanding job, and I'll definitely be sending more stuff to him. I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but when I do find it, I'll try and put it in the link.
And we'll make sure it's plopped right down there for you guys so you can see it.
Up here, down here, over there, I don't know.
You never know. I
So
might just put faces there. We'll see.
Yeah. So, got the nitrous line ran. Not sure where it's going to go yet either. We spoke to Nick over at Busher Racing this morning, got the adapter plate on the way. Got Turbo Tough rods, Turbo Tough pistons, factory crank. TJ over at Gun Automotive is going to do all the machine work. He's going to balance it out really nice and should be able to get a really smooth running motor. This 4G63 won't have balance shafts in it, so it's kind of imperative that we get the motor balanced with the flywheel, with the harmonic balancer, crank, and full rotating assembly, so that way it flies clean.
There you go, man.
But yeah, man, making moves, and we couldn't do it without Force Performance, Xona Rotor, and Tial Sport. They're going to take real good care of us, and I know with their help, we're going to win a lot of races. Hopefully, we can get into the 2020 race season if we can get this virus thing behind us. If everybody does what they need to do, I'm sure we'll be out racing by the end of the year. So.
The car ate him. Ready for the race, bro?
Dude, I'm so ready.
This is what happens when you've been held inside for too long because of the coronavirus. You think you're at the racetrack.
So let me show you some of the stuff we got inside, man. So since last time you guys seen this car, a lot has changed. We'll be hooking up our e-brake, our hydraulic e-brake. We got our lovely shift knob from Legendary Shift Knob, which is going on our TH350.
I'll bring that back up here. Let me see.
That thing's bad to the bone. It's probably gonna sit in here like this and probably have the button right here.
For the nitrous?
Well, no, just for the release to let it go through. Okay. The nitrous is probably gonna be up here on the other side. So this is my radio comms here. And then the nitrous might be on the other side. One of the things I do need to do is right here, I'm going to put a speedometer, like a little digital speedometer, and we're going to put little shift lights right here, little gear lights, so I know which gear I'm in, with probably right below it, have a bright red one, that way I know when to shift. So I don't have to take my eyes off of anything, but we got the air-to-water intercooler, we got our safety system all hooked up, got some nitrous line ran, got our lovely carbon fiber dash. I fit nice and tight in our seat now, and I got a new steering wheel, so that way I don't have to turn forever. Because that last steering wheel literally sat on my lap, and in order to go around the road course, I would just be whipping it around. So this is nice. I can just that quick.
Yeah, hell yeah. And I mean, when we were moving it, pushing it up on this this handy thing here, the trailer. It really didn't have any issues turning it.
No, not at all, man. It actually makes it a lot easier. You're not struggling to fight to get it to turn, and
especially without that power steering.
Just a lot better. Plus, it's a lot lighter of a steering wheel. I know every pound counts, man. Even if it's quarter a pound at a time, that's weight reduction, and weight reduction is free horsepower.
Speaking of every pound counts, didn't you just do some cooling system upgrade or something like that with some carbon fiber?
Yeah. So if you come over to the other side, I can show you here.
Yeah, let me walk over there real quick.
So these right here, this is the differential and transmission cooler unit. And the vents in the quarter glass are actually what goes down here. There's tubes that go down. And we just picked up these kick-ass carbon fiber fans. And those will induct our air down into our heat exchanger and keep our tranny and our differential cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. And I can actually get out of this thing, and I fit in it pretty good now, too.
Hey.
Hey. Straight race car status.
Nimble.
Like a mongoose.
Like a mongoose.
Like a herd of turtles.
Like a herd of turtles, he says.
Turtle. Van Nickel, aka Van Diesel.
Brandon's getting eaten.
It's got me. It's got me.
See, safety's everything.
Safety first, folks. Wear your rubbers.
Bam. The only bolts worth getting. ARP. Maybe we'll get a sponsorship from them too. Hint, hint. ARP, hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Hi everybody, Brandon with 4G63 NASCAR. I wanted to give you guys a little update and a little tutorial of some of the parts that we've got. As I told you in the past, we are waiting on parts, and with this whole virus going around, things are getting a little slower, but we are making ground. We got our Ray Bestis brakes, air-to-water intercooler, our TH350 transmission, which I just ordered the adapter for the 4G63 to GM transmission from Busher Racing. We got our manifold and our wastegate. So something really cool that happened in the past 2 weeks, we got Tial Sport as one of our sponsors, along with Xona Rotor and Force Performance. So guys, thank you very much. We're really excited to have you guys with us for the 2020 race season. And they're getting ready to send some stuff as well, and it's just kind of a waiting thing because they're building the turbo right now, and Tial's sending over some shirts and some hats and some swag, along with some wastegates, some blow-off valves, and some turbo housings. We got our 6-bolt crank, which is going up to Gun Automotive. TJ up there, he's going to balance the crank and have the motor all done. We got turbo tough rods, turbo tough pistons with the stock crank. This one should just need a polish and it's good to go. Block's already up there waiting. We got our built 6-bolt head. We're going to put a 280 cam in there with beehive springs, I believe, and some titanium valves, I believe. I think that's what we ordered.
Ball bearing turbos and titanium valve springs. Thank you.
Amen.
And we got our L19 head studs, our ARP 2000 connecting rod bolts. We got our Bosch pump for our air-to-water setup, and check this out. So I got this from STM, and this is one of the JM Fab. I think it's JM Fab is the company, but we had anodized orange along with the hinges here. So that orange is just going to be sick. This is going to sit on top of the motor. We'll be looking you right in the face on top of the motor right there. So that's going to be fresh. Really excited about that. Probably do like a black bolt inside of it. So I kind of do everything orange and black. We got our Cometic head gasket, our metal layered head gasket. We got our kick-ass shift knobs from Legendary Shift Knobs. This thing's going to go in the car when it'll be hooked to this transmission. We have, don't fall. We also have our torque plate, which is, if those of you don't know what a torque plate is, when you put the L19 or ARP head studs in the motor, it actually oblongs the cylinders. So what we do is we put this, it simulates the head being bolted down, which oblongs those cylinders slightly, so then we send home through it, so it's actually true when we get the pressure on the block. And it's, you know, when it's ripping at 1,000 RPM or at 10,000 RPM, this thing's gonna stay true. Something else we got really cool is this cradle. So I believe this is, they call it a girdle, not a cradle, but a girdle, and it's going to hold the main caps together and keep that crank true so it doesn't flex on us and want to walk. And then of course we got ourselves a nifty little e-brake setup so we can do a little bit of drifting events. And now it's just a waiting game, guys. I want to thank our sponsors, Force Performance, Xona Rotor, and Tial Sport. Thank you guys for believing in us. We got some really big things going on, and can't wait to get out there and race with your name on the side of the car. Hope everybody is having a safe week. Let's beat this coronavirus shit, and I'll see you on the streets.